up, y'all? It's me, Erica, and we are down here. Peace, y'all. Take care of each other. Protect your energy. What's up, y'all? We are down here, honey, to talk about Happy Monday. We're down here to talk about the shows. Bell Collective, Real Housewives of Atlanta, which was boring as hell, and Love and Marriage Huntsville. So we're down here. Let me turn this down before they get me. But I need more you on me and me on you. Oh. I need more nudity and ecstasy. Oh, yes. Baby, you can hit this. Don't be scared. It's only gonna get you high. Okay. It's kind of cold this morning. Okay, let's go. Let's talk about. Let me get to my notes. Baby, lock it right now. I want it right here. Okay, so how is everyone doing today? I hope everyone is great, honey. We are down here to talk about all the shows. I'm trying to think of what was going on last night. I watched the Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion. I guess we could talk about that first. Because I don't think that's going to be a very long review. Because I don't know. I'm just very, very critical of this show. I feel like it's like really, really dry. I feel like it's there's no that I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I think part of it is what we always keep saying is that the women don't have a solid enough foundation to give a shit what the other one feels or how the other one feels. They're not really friends. So however way you feel, I can access emotion about how you feel or not. I really don't care. Like, do you see that how Drew acts, right? Drew is like literally acting. It's just like, I don't care, whatever. And it's like, oh, yes, great. It's all over exaggeration of emotion that they teach you in acting, right? And for some people, it's believable. But when you know that it is like people don't really act like that, like, the expression of happy is not always, oh, yes, you know what I'm saying? Or like, oh, it's Drew does that. Sonya is not giving enough energy. Sonya seemed like she was sad, like she was like in a different, like, was she there? Like she was in a different headspace. A lot of times I'm looking at Kandi and Kenya and they looking down and fixing their dresses. They're like, no one was really engaged. They're like really gave a shit about what the other person was saying. We spent so much time talking about Marlo, and yes, Marlo, we get it. But I saw a clip of Kandi and Karamo on Watch What Happens Live this morning. And when I tell you, that is exactly what every time after you done dragging somebody, what Kandi said, she drags somebody and then she turns around and says, how could you do this to me because I've gone through blah, 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 blah. You cannot weaponize your own trauma against anybody that says anything to you, especially after you've took it to the fucking gutter with them. Like, what kind of weird ass manipulative shit is that? It is manipulating people with your trauma. And it's whack because people want to, like, there are people who feel bad for Marlo and understand her situation, but it's like, bitch, are you going to keep using it every single time? Because Sonya said that about Kenya, right? That every time she tried to tell Kenya this or Kenya that. That was the problem. You always trying to tell Kenya this or Kenya that. Put the whole monitor pass away. She's the hall monitor, honey, Sonya. Every time you are out of order, she got to pull you to the side and pull you to the side. Kenya was real good at telling her, like, girl, those were real things that I was going through. Yes, to Kandi's point, I watch what happens live. We're not saying these things are not real that you're going through, but if you keep using them every single time somebody says something to you after you have been some kind of way, like I laughed about it during the season. Did not laugh about every time Sonya pulled Kenya to the side? She was talking about, oh, my husband, oh, my child, oh, woe is me. She pulled, when I say she pulled a white woman, she started crying every single time. I don't think that Kenya's offenses were as bad as Marlo's, because Marlo will really take it to the gutter and then turn around and be like, you see how she does me? What are you talking about, Marlo? Okay, we get that you've gone from home to home to home, but how does that correlate with what I just said to you right now? I get it. I get your trauma. I get you might be triggered, but I don't understand, like, every single time, but it's after you say something to somebody, something crazy to somebody. Let's go to that. Marlo and Kenya, words don't match actions. It's contradictions and hypocrisy for me. Marlo says that Drew was there for her. I don't know. Drew was there for her? I don't know. I don't remember that. What happened with the break-in? Kenya's tweet with the break-in. I think a lot of us were like, Kenya, girl, what are you talking about? Because she did say fake. Now, I don't know if she was trying to say that Marlo is fake or what was happening was fake. But the way that I understood it was after she explained it that she should have told us, because it seemed like there was targets, like they were being targeted. So I understand, like, why didn't you say anything? But at the same time, as the story goes, the police were watching Marlo's house because they knew Marlo's house was going to be next. So I don't know if Marlo knew that or the cops were just waiting for her to be, vandalized or whatever, and then they caught the guys like really close after, like close to her house. They ran. You saw them run. I don't know what Marlo said. She says had some choice words for them. She says she ran into a panic room. She has a panic room in that spot. I'm not mad at her, because the way they be acting up in Atlanta, you need a panic room. Atlanta seems like, I don't know. It's like it's a juxtaposition of high vibrations and low vibrations, and it's a lot of disharmony. It sounds like it's a lot of disharmony in Atlanta. It really does. It sounds like the people are not the people who are vibrating low and who are greedy, and the reason why you move out of your quote unquote hoods, they are infiltrating the spaces where the people who have the money are still wanting to be in proximity to Black people, and it doesn't seem to be working. I'm sorry, I'm just going to say it. Just because you share identity doesn't mean you're in community. And I think that's what the people are starting to see, because it's like, what did you say about sending your nephews away? I needed a reset. I didn't want to beat them or react like my mom. What happened to you when you felt not wanted? We all said what Marlo did was out of order. Like, to me, I feel like if you grow up a certain way, this is what I thought about how would Marlo feel if someone said to her nephews what she said to Kenya, like, your mom doesn't want you, type of stuff. How would she like for that to have been said to her nephews? And then we find out, we already know Marlo has a mother wound and all this other stuff. I think for any parent or somebody in a caregiver position, unless you have blocked it for whatever reason, acting like you don't remember what it's like to be a child, and especially a child that was in situations where they were misused or abused, if you are a child that comes from that, to me, I feel like you must have an awareness that you do not want to imprint the children that are in your care, your children or not, the children that are in your care, to imprint them with the same imprints that was pressed upon you and caused you to be wounded. The things that you are healing from in your childhood, you do not want to imprint those things on children in your care, your children or not. I want to be clear, because there's this vibration in this group of people where we only take care of kids that we're legally obligated to take care of. There are some people with gold and green hearts who just take care of kids because they know that they need help. But if you are a person who has gone through that and then you have children, it's imperative that you do whatever you need to do to not imprint them with the same things that you were imprinted. Because what will happen is you will revert to how your parent or guardian caregivers parented you. And if it wasn't healthy, you have to check yourself and say, okay, look, I'm about to do what was done to me to somebody else, and I can't do that. So Marlo needing a reset so that she doesn't beat them or react like her mom, and so she can get her shit together, while the first kicking out is like, yeah, she shouldn't have done that. But the reason she did it in the long run is going to benefit them. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, it sucks that she did that to them, because as somebody that comes from whatever type of childhood, you don't want to do that to children. But if you know you're about to do that to children and you need to move them someplace else so that you don't do that to them, and you go and get the help that you need to make sure you don't put those imprints on the children, then I think that's going to be more beneficial in the long run, right? I think that that wound that she may have created in the children for kicking them out and sending them to their aunt's house, that is going to heal in the long run, better than her not getting the help and creating wounds all the way through without having done the work. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Okay. Hopefully we understand. Why do you spoil the foster girl? She says, I teach them humility too. What's his name asked Kenya, did she want a tissue? Because she said she asked for a tissue, and Andy asked her was she moved, and she was like, no, my nose is cold. Girl, let's move on. Because it was a lot. It was a lot, because we ended with Marlo and we came in with Marlo and spent some time on Marlo. But I hope we've closed that thing with Marlo, because I think that we understand that, like, it's all of this. We understand why she does what she does. We all say it's not okay to do what you do, so you need to work on. But if we don't see the change behavior, then you could go ahead and continue to think that Marlo ain't shit. That's it. That's all you can do. Receipts. They talked about everybody having a receipt. Is it more pressure to be honest? Some people don't care about them because they'll gaslight you through the whole thing and tell you that's not what you saw. That's not what I said. That's Drew. That's a lot of them. They'll be like, that's not what I said. And they'll be like, oh, girl, all of them. Roll the tapes. Girl, you said it. You said it. Sorry. Some people don't care about them. The gaslighting movie with Ralph and Drew. I'm so irked by Ralph and Drew. Like, just her whole performance. Like, I wish that she would be herself. Like, cause it's whack. I feel like, I feel like we're getting another Drew Zadora playing Drew Zadora. You know what I'm saying? Girl, snap out of it. Like, girl, this is Drew Zadora all grown up from the game. Isn't that what the fucking show was called? Right. I don't know. I don't see it for Drew. I'm sorry. I know y'all. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened because the first year, her freshman year, y'all dragged her through the quad and everything else. Honey, her sophomore year, y'all loving her. That is so weird to me. I don't know what it is. Maybe because y'all got a new freshman to drag. I don't get it. I don't understand it. Somebody said, the what? Why don't you just say you don't like Drew? I think I say that on every review. I thought I said that. What you mean? Why don't I just say? What you mean? Why don't I just say? Marlo's edges. She got her edges back together. She talking about she uses Kenya's product. She's lying. She's lying. Like that kind of stuff is. I don't know. I'm not feeling it, and it's not authentic because you know why? You know why? You know why? You know why? I'm thinking about Lanithia Leaks. Lanithia was funny in her like back and forth with people. She was funny. There was like a I don't know what it is. Even with Kenya, it's something. It's funny. It's like I don't know. It's funny. It's something funny in the way that they go back and forth with people. It's funny a little bit. Marlo is not funny to me. Like, it's sometimes she says funny things, but in her back and forth, that wasn't funny. Like, I use her products. I don't get it. I was like, okay, girl, I don't get it. I don't know. I'm tired. Okay, let me keep going. Bitch, I'm worldwide. Kandi got her merch in a season. Like, in a season. And to talk about it at the reunion, like she made it that fast, like, and then when, oh my God, let me tell you something. The way I paused and like was like, "Ugh," when Andy asked about Anthony and asked her why is he in your phone as assistant, and she says, well, oh, because that's how I put everybody in my phone. Girl, I have 10 people in my phone as assistant. Girl, that's so stupid. That is. That sounds so stupid. That's what. Remember when Nene said that about Phaedra not knowing her due date? Girl, the girls from the hood may not know who their baby daddies are, honey, but they know when their babies are due. Okay, girl, shut up. I cannot stand Shereé. I'm sorry. I think she is so tired, through, and delayed. She's so whack to me. I don't like this cast. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't. Somebody said just make the review about Kenya. They barely even talked to Kenya. They asked her about her grandma and Dancing with the Stars, and she tried to squeeze a little tear out, and they wouldn't even let the tear come all the way out, honey. They were on to the next by the time they got the tissue to Kenya. They went on to the next, honey. I said, girl. She said she's still not divorced. That didn't sound right to me either. You waiting for a trial date or to settle what? What does he want, Kenya? That's the price you pay. And it sucks. It sucks. It sucks. Every time I think of Mark, I think about that picture that with him with that beanie on. That beanie and his little smug look. Ugh. You gotta deal with that. Ugh. Mm-mm-mm. She said she'd be going on group dates and stuff. Okay, girl. Sonia, the couple trip comment. She said she didn't have any bad intentions about it. She didn't mean anything about it. Do you regret hanging up on Sonia? No, I don't. She was talking too much. I don't regret hanging up. Girl, regret? Why would that be a regret? Girl, whatever. Sonia seemed like she was sad. Is she coming back? She seemed like she was so depressed. I was like, girl, are you okay? Does she need a drink? She probably doesn't drink. She made a big deal about missing the iFit shoot. She said because she really wanted to go because because she missed the other thing or was late to the other thing, and she didn't want her to think that she wasn't supportive of her. So she really wanted to go. So there was a miscommunication. Shereé, why did you tell why did you tell Sonya that she needed to handle Kenya? And the exchange between Kenya and Shereé, it's like, it's almost prickly to me. I feel like it's so phony. Like, I don't know what it is. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know what's going on with the girls. They just seem like, I don't know. Am I the only one feeling like this? Because I was looking at the thing like, okay, let me try to squeeze what I can out of this. Because Melody, Sheree's ex-husband, called Shereé. Stand your ground when you're messing around with Kenya. Just be firm or whatever. I guess that's what it was, but I guess. What's the sob story? Disappointed in the statement. Oh yeah, because every time Kenya went to Sonya, she had a sob story. She did. She did. But Kenya said that it was authentic. Those were real moments that she was sharing. Yes, everybody knows they real. You know how you ask somebody, look, you know how there are some people you do not want to ask them how they're doing, because it's like they start with telling you everything that's wrong, and oh my god, you like, could you just say I'm fine? It's like, oh, and they just start complaining, and their aches and pains in their bodies, and everybody's getting on their nerves, and it's like, oh, God just asked you how you were doing. Why is all of this? But it was every time you were trying to reprimand her about something. That's what I noticed. It was every time you were trying to like scold her about something, then she, used her husband, or I guess they still married, child. Kenya, girl, that's ugly. That is so ugly to me. Why are they still together? That is so crazy. Ross's behavior towards the women. Would you have cared if Todd talked to Sonya in that way? Do you think your husband, girl, I don't know. Did he say shut the fuck? What did he say? You're gonna leave my wife the fuck alone? I don't even know. Girl, I don't even care. It's like, really, it's like, well, who wrote the dick sucking? Kandi was sucking dick in the locker room. And then Kenya was like, Kandi, I have something to tell you. And then she was like, I love you. And I was like, girl. Okay, y'all. Sonya, what made you change your mind that you want to have kids? As soon as he said he didn't want, or it was okay, changed her mind. Again, I don't know what's this episode. I don't know what was going on with Sonya. She just seemed very somber. She seemed very somber. I don't know what was going on with her. What does this thing do as the husband wishes? Girl, that's late. Nobody's interested in that dumb shit. Like, you sound dumb as hell talking about, you know, do what your husband wants you to do. Like, girl, that sounds dumb. And if you agree with that, I think you sound dumb. So, girl, y'all just sound dumb. Girl, ain't nobody care. Do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. Have another baby, Drew, for Ralph. The fact that you say that the only reason why you shouldn't have a baby is if there's something medically wrong with you. So because it's there, you need to be using it. And if your husband says that he wants a baby, since you're the only one who can have the baby, and then on Watch What Happens Live, she was like, or he'll just go somewhere else. Girl, how old are you? How old are you? You talk like you 68-year-old woman sitting in the backyard at a barbecue telling some 20-year-old that if she don't do for her man, he gonna get it from somebody else. He gonna do that anyway. What was he doing in Tampa? We still haven't figured that out. Why is the damn book dealer, publisher, whoever the fuck wants to give massages and shit? Like, but we're not gonna talk about that. We just gonna girl, shut up. Do as the husband wishes, I guess. Marlo and Kenya, what's the issue? She's always been dismissive towards me. That's not true. So next, I'm used to it. When you've been abused, that's what we're talking about. When you've been abused, you get used to stuff like that. Girl, shut up. That doesn't sound smart, Marlo. That sounds so dumb. It sounds really dumb for you to say, I'm used to being abused because I've been abused, as a way as to get back at somebody for not wanting to fuck with you because you have a rotten ass mouth towards them. Shut up. Oh, you went around telling people not to be Portia's friend. Girl, how old are we? That's what's her name was trying to do. You mad because I'm Kenya friend? Tell the whole Atlanta why you mad because I'm Kenya friend. Girl, Latoya Hutchinson. Girl, that's my best friend's name. You saw she was nervous, honey. Get your posture straight. Remember what you told Kandi on the reunion? Get your posture straight, girl. What's going on? You a little flustered? Get it together. She was like, oh my God, girl, get it together. That's your name. Latoya Hutchinson, or an alias that you gave the cops one time when you were arrested. Just say that. All you had to do was tell the truth. You talking about somebody else don't tell the truth because you don't tell your truth. You don't tell your truth. Girl, we known about Kenya's story the whole fucking way through. We saw that girl go up to the mama's door and hear the door fucking lock on her ass. What are you talking about? Like, girl, that's what I'm saying. It don't be stuff that's true. And that's why you don't even want to engage in no dumb shit like that, because it's like, girl, you know that's not true, Marlo. So shut up. Shut up. It's boring. It's boring. We are asleep, honey. Bitch, when Kenya called that lady a rogue, you a thief and a rogue. You'll do anything and say anything and use anything as a weapon. No, we're not playing with you. Prove your income, square reader. Here we go. Shut up. Why is it okay for you? Her words don't hurt me. You guys have the same parent child issues. A lot of these people on stage have the same parent child issues. But as you can see, everybody acts differently in conflict. First of all, you see how they act. So that being the excuse, you could say, why don't you understand each other a little more? Because you have the same mother wounds. But that's Marlo's tactic in war. Go low, hit them with a gutter. And then when somebody come low and hit you with the gutter, then you like, oh, I'm used to being abused because I was abused as a child. Girl, what? Okay, Marlo, because it's like, girl, why would you even say that? As a way to like, and it's almost like she wants you to feel bad. Like, I'm used to it. I've been abused. When you're abused, you get used to, it's like, are you really saying that right now? Like, girl, shut up. Ain't nobody, that's not triggering anybody. It's not. You sound crazy. You sound crazy. You're a lying bitch. She said, you're a liar. You're gonna nobody's gonna question my character. Can you say you're a character? That's what I'm talking about. Like, girl, okay, character. You were arrested. They talked about. Oh, she talked about. You haven't talked about why you went to jail. Why you went to jail? Because you slashed that lady's face. She said she went to jail for 6 months. She was not in prison. because 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 Kenya was like in prison. She was like, I was not in prison. What she said, she was in the county jail. Girl, a mess. It's like, girl, shut up. And then she said she kept getting arrested because she would she would make a bunch of violations. That's why she kept getting arrested. Girl, we are finally done with Marlo. Girl, I'm done. They get Anthony on the phone. Drew plays some recording. I don't know. She's always coming with a recording. Remember when she came with that little what, she fucking have a little Sanyo? Bitch, she came with a little Sanyo CD player with the CD on the top. What year is this, girl? She come with that, playing something, trying to play something last year, trying to say that Latoya was a hoe because she was getting good with her pastor. Remember how Drew was acting? Girl, that was a mess. They get Anthony on the phone. Andy don't like that shit at all because he knows what it gives. You got somebody as in your face. You know he wants to be on camera. You know he wants whatever time he's able to get on a Bravo camera, he's going to seize the opportunity. That's why Andy was like, okay, thank you, okay. Get the fuck off this. And she's talking, and then what did Anthony say? Anthony said Shereé doesn't owe him any money. Shereé said she would not be blessed if she didn't pay people. Shereé's probably like, this money that I'm not paying you with is my blessing. Like, she's one of those types of, I have everybody in my phone as assistant. Shut up, Shereé. I had to pause the TV. I was like, girl, if you don't shut up, Sonia, whatever you going through, girl, I hope you feel better. I hope you felt better after. I don't even know why this thing is 3 parts. What else is there to talk about? Talk to the husbands and then what? They so boring and tired and through. Are we going to hear Todd tell Marlo that she was thirsty when you were thirsty in the desert or whatever? So we're going to see that, I guess. That's why Marlo's sitting in the front seat, because she was causing so much chaos. See what kind of friend you are? Like, girl, she's never acknowledged me. Girl, what are you talking about? You see how vile you are with your mouth to this lady? She owes you nothing on some real shit. Like, in real life? No. In real life? Bitch, I don't fuck with you at all. Girl, that mouth is too much. You talk like that. You're not talking like that to any old body. If you're not talking like that to strangers, you know what I'm saying? You're not talking like that to people. So just because you're close to a person doesn't mean you get to, just be verbally abusive, especially if you're friends. Like I said, if you're not friends, then that's like what you're doing is fine. That's why we're not friends. Because look how you talk to me. Because you don't talk to friends like that. So that's why we're not friends. So and then when I say something to you, I don't want to hear about how many foster houses or homes you were in. I don't want to hear none of that shit. Because if you say something to me, I'm going to say something to you. That's how it is. Since that's the way you approach people that you in conflict with, I'm going to show you how I do it. Okay? And that's just what it is. Anyways, y'all. Ooh, I'm so glad this thing was on. Take care of each other and protect your energy. Peace.